keeping yourself up in Atlanta is that
shit up. Bust down and pick that shit up. Bust it open and pick that shit up. Bust it open and pick that shit up. Hey yo, I've been a bad bitch.
Hey guys, so let's get started on this video. So this video is a 3-year, yes, your girl been here for 3 years. Gang gang. I'm an Atlantean.
You serious?
I'm not. I'm still a Floridian. I think that's how it goes. Ride or die, Florida girl. Ride or die. Like, it's been 3 years being in Atlanta. Atlanta. I'm gonna just back up and get out y'all face. I'm gonna just get out y'all face. I am actually moving back home to Florida. I'm going to be in Florida March, really, most likely by the end of February. And I think this is the first of February that I'm actually recording this video. So it's moving, time is moving. But I wanted to come on here and do a 3-year update on why I decided to move back home to Florida, my pros of living in Atlanta, my cons of living in Atlanta. I'm not gonna talk much. I'm not gonna talk much like I haven't been talking this whole time. I am going to hop into the video. Your girl is prepared. I have a whole notebook of reasons. And I also got some wine, cause baby, yes, there's ice in my wine. Talking about Atlanta, I'm just ready to go. And if anybody's wondering where I got this glass, I got it from Ross. I think the tag's up under there. $6. Got it from, yeah, Ross, $6. All right, I'm done talking. I think the wine's starting to kick in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the pros, only because my cons list is longer. So I don't want to just start immediately bashing Atlanta. So let's start with the good things about Atlanta. First of all, let's start with the people. Real Atlanta people are some of the sweetest, kindest. When I say Southern hospitality, like Atlanta people, real Atlanta people, not the ones who moved here and are assholes, you're more likely to get help on the side of the road with someone out here than back in Florida. And if you've watched my video before when I first moved to Atlanta, I said this before, it took me a long time to like kind of get the Florida mentality out. Like people will say good morning to you, like a motherfucker would say good morning with a smile on his or her face, and I just used to be looking like good morning. And then when it started to become a norm, like people talk to you in Atlanta, people say hello, they're like kind. And you know, I'm from Florida, always keep your head on the swivel, period, no matter where you are. Another pro is the brunch spots. Listen, Florida do not have enough brunch spots. Like Fort Lauderdale does not have a lot of brunch spots. You have to go to Miami to go to brunch, and sometimes, you know, people don't want to drive 30 minutes, 40 minutes to Miami. You want to try to get brunch in your area. But in Atlanta, the brunch here is lit. Like I'm talking like lit, hookahs turn up, lit. I love the brunches here. Period. Next pro, and this is a pro personally for me because most people probably wouldn't like this pro, but I love the weather change in Atlanta. I love the summer, the spring, the fall, like the winter. Like I love to see the change of season because I really like, I don't know, my outfits thrive even more when I'm able to like switch it up. Like I can wear a coat here. I cannot wear a coat in Florida. I can wear a coat here, y'all. I can wear a fur coat because it gets cold here. Probably not cold like New York, but you can still wear that coat. I've seen snow. Let me not leave that out. I've seen snow while I've been here. And it actually stuck. Last year when I seen the snow, it was like flurry, so it did not stick. But this year it did stick. It was all over the floor. The best experience ever. Let's get into apartment living and rent. That is definitely a pro about Atlanta. Rent varies here. And that is a good and a bad thing. One thing I love about Atlanta is the fact that in Florida, you're gonna spend $1,600, $1,700 sometimes to live in a shoebox. Usually the apartment looks like trash, it's not updated. In Atlanta, the apartments vary. Really, your dollar can go really far. You can get you a nice apartment that has all up-to-date things, you know, and you live in a nice area. That's not the hood. Now be mindful though, when you're around Atlanta, it is going to be cheaper compared to the people who do live a little farther away. Like people who live in like Morrow, Jonesboro, Conyers. Those people who live like 40 to an hour away from Atlanta, their rent is cheaper than people like me who are in Atlanta. But let's be real here. The rent's not that bad. Compared to Florida, the rent here is not that bad. Atlanta people complain because they're used to that $800, $900 rent, and now it's going up to being like $1,200, $1,300, but it's still nice. My last apartment last year, I had a huge 1-bedroom with a huge den, and I only paid $1,300 for it. And it was in a bougie neighborhood. Starbucks was downstairs. I was living in one of those apartments that had like the stores downstairs. Like, come on. Florida where? Where are you gonna get this in Florida for $1,300? Nowhere. I digress. Let's move on because I don't want this video to be too long. Highway driving. In Atlanta, that is a pro. Highway driving is easier, and for me, everywhere I need to go, I will hop on a highway. Now, in Atlanta, you have so many different highways. You got 400, you got 75, you got 285, you got, it's kind of different. It's a lot of different highways. Some highways I haven't even heard or seen before. So that helps, even though half of these highways always traffic, but there's so many different routes. Another thing here, jobs. This is a pro, but this is a pro for men. Jobs here in Atlanta for men, I feel like it's very easy. Like there's 1,000 different warehouses because this is a big warehouse hub or distribution hub, like my ex called it, where there's so many warehouses here. Like there's no reason a man can get a job here. It's easy to get your CDL out here and get on the trucks. It is really easy for guys to get jobs out here. Now, if you got a man who don't like to work hard and ain't really into manual labor, then baby, he out of luck. This might not be the city for him. But if you know there's cooks, like there's restaurants out here that he can work at. Like if your man just lazy, just say that. But I'm not here to judge. But I also want to emphasize I love the blackness in Atlanta. Like, and let's not forget, Georgia is still technically a red state. So out of Atlanta area, you go into the rednecks. But in Atlanta, you see so much rich blackness. You see black people everywhere. And you don't get treated like the N-word in Atlanta. So there was a restaurant that I went out here, very fancy, expensive restaurant that I went out here. And so many black people in these restaurants. Like, you get treated like, you know, your money's good here. I went to a fancy restaurant in Florida, which I actually live right next to the one up here. Was it Del Frisco's? I think it was Del Frisco's. Was it Del Frisco's? It was Del Frisco's that I went to in Fort Lauderdale. And when I tell you they treated us like niggas, like they treated us horribly. Nobody wanted to serve us, and they made the person who wasn't even a waiter, he wasn't even a waiter, I think he was a food runner, he actually served us. And when I tell y'all I gave him like an $80 tip Because like, yo, and I didn't even buy that much because I was so like thrown off by how I was treated. And in Fort Lauderdale and sometimes in Miami, you get treated like your money, like they think that you don't got it because you black. Out here, it's nothing to see a whole bunch of black people in Neiman Marcus, in Saks, in Gucci, in Fendi, in the Lenox Mall. Like, it's nothing for them to see all these black people. So it's like, that's something I like here opposed to Florida. So that is all the pros. First con, the food sucks. The food absolutely sucks in Atlanta. Atlanta don't, like I said, brunch is lit here, but the food isn't good at the brunch. The Caribbean restaurants they have out here, barely Caribbean. The Jamaican restaurants barely taste good. Haitian restaurants, really not good. Only thing Atlanta people know how to make is chicken wings. Let them tell it. But their chicken wings are disgusting. And Atlanta people don't come for me, but American Deli is trash and needs to be thrown away. Yeah, I said that. I'm not even waste my time on the food because I get so mad talking about the food in Atlanta because I can really never find nothing to eat besides fast food, and I'm on a diet, so I can't really eat fast food. Moving on to the next. If you get pulled over in Atlanta, make sure your stuff is up to date because Atlanta police officers will arrest you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Make sure your insurance on point. Make sure your driver's license on point. Make sure your registration on point because they will either impound your car or they will arrest you. Atlanta police officers do not play out here. Their DMV, like everything that they have a system out here where, you know, when you register and you switch all your information over to Georgia, they can literally scan your car and pull to see if you have your stuff up to date. Now, if you don't have that, because I kept all my Florida stuff because I knew this was never going to be permanent, they can't scam you. So when they pull up, when your stuff is not up to date, they have no problem with arresting you. Now, and people get put on probation in Atlanta very easy. They'll put you on probation quick. So just be safe out here because they don't play that shit out here at all. They do not play it out here. Next. As a woman looking for a job in Atlanta, it is kind of difficult. When I first moved out here, I thought I had a job lined up. They gave it to somebody else, didn't even tell me. So I came out here jobless. Didn't even know I was jobless. I thought I had a job waiting for me. Nope, jobless. And it took me almost 8 months to find a job. And when I'm in Florida, it's so easy for me to get a job in Florida. Out here, it's a task. There really isn't that many call centers out here to work in. It's you know, it's a struggle, baby. It's a struggle. Keeping yourself up in Atlanta is it is so expensive to keep yourself up in this state. Like the things that I used to do, get my hair done, get my sew-ins, get my lashes, get my nails done in Florida and in Miami, because I would, you know, go back and forth depending on who I'm getting serviced by. I had to cut half of the things here because it was unbearably just too expensive. Everybody in Atlanta is a celebrity barber. Everybody is a celebrity hairstylist. Everybody is a celebrity nail artist. Everybody is a celebrity mink. Everybody's a celebrity. So guess what comes with celebrities? Prices, celebrity prices. Everything is literally upcharged. Upcharged. And I will say, in a way, it was kind of good for me because I ended up learning how to do my own hair and do everything on my own. Because, not to say I'm a broke, you know, but I just couldn't get behind some of these prices. Like, these girls are charging $400 for a sew-in, and then on top of that, you gotta use her hair. Her hair costs damn near $200-300, so you already hitting yourself over the head. $600-700 for somebody to do your hair, your sew-in. The people who do frontals, they want you to use their own hair. Like, you would rarely find a hairstylist who is okay with you buying hair from like Alley or anywhere. You have to buy their hair. As in for nail artists, the nail artists aren't that expensive, but it's hard to find quality. This girl did my nails. When I said that bit was so thick, I could not get it off my nail. Never again. Barbers. When me and my boyfriend first moved up here, barbers for him looking for a barber, he was just so upset. Everything was $50 in Atlanta. Everything was $40. You got these celebrity barbers who want to do this, shape you up for about $30. So he was just not having it. He was just upset about it. But yeah, upkeep here is hella expensive. I'm so happy to move back home so my upkeep could bring cooking go back to what it was. I can go back to get my lashes done all the time. I can go back to, you know, just the regular things that I love. And it's not gonna cost me an arm and a leg. Let's talk about clubbing in Atlanta. This is in the cons. The reason I say this is in the cons is, as a male in Atlanta, you gotta have money to club. Like, in Florida, you gotta have money too, but in Atlanta, you gotta have some money. Like, first of all, Atlanta don't really have like clubs. They have a lot of lounges. So there's not that much space. So you have to get a section. Sections cost money. Buying bottles costs money. Like, men pay a lot for clubbing out here. Women, y'all gonna pay too. In Atlanta, it's not like Florida where you can go into the club free. You know, if you're a bad bitch and you know the club promoter, yeah, you can get in for free. You can do what you do. But in Atlanta, for clubbing, everybody most of the time have to pay to get in. Unless you gonna get a section with you and your girls, then you really don't have to pay. But that's clubbing. That's the clubbing scene. Your car gets busted into in Atlanta when you go out clubbing. Your car will get busted into. If you lucky and you park a good place, it won't, but 9 out of 10 people will bust into your car. If you live downtown, I've heard it happens a lot downtown as well. So just, yeah, keep your eyes on the swivel when you're out here. Traffic sucks in Atlanta. Traffic is like, out here is like LA traffic. Horrible. Sometimes at night you'll be stuck on the highway for an hour sometimes. Like, Atlanta traffic is bad, and the GPS sometimes does not catch it fast enough to get you out of that route before you're stuck in the traffic. So that's one. And the last con is the dating scene in Atlanta. Let me start off with guys. For guys, you're gonna have to spend some bread for these women, of course, unless you're looking for a sneaky link and you get lucky, you don't gotta spend. For girls out here, these niggas are trying to fuck. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for y'all, but these men are trying to smash. Yeah. But yeah, you guys, so that is the pros and cons of living in Atlanta. Now, like I said, you know, I'm Atlantean, so 3 years. Well, technically it'll be 3 years and some months since I don't leave till March. But yeah, I have enjoyed, no I haven't. I have not enjoyed Atlanta like I thought I would. And you know, like I always say, Florida's not my end all be all. That's what I always say. But Atlanta's just not for me. Like, I saw this girl on TikTok say that Atlanta is the devil's playground. And when I tell you, I somewhat agree with it. I just don't think, you know how they say like you gain something? I don't feel like I gained anything from living here. Like, I didn't make that many friends. And the friends I do make that I made from work, they either busy or they don't really want to hang out with me. So it's like, yeah, like that's it for me. That is it for this 3-year update. But if you are planning on moving to Atlanta and you know you want to try it out, try it out. I mean, it's